Hey everyone, welcome to our second take of episode 50 of G&A Podcast. I am your host, Sobroni, along with...
Tubidudesu.
And this time, for real, we will be talking about the best anime season, I think, or the best week of anime this season. Tons of great shows came out this week.
Yes, and as I said before, today's a special podcast. Not only is this Sobroni's birthday, it is our 50th episode.
50th episode special. Woo! I wish I had a sound effect to play.
I know, right?
I gotta get a soundboard. Yeah. So let's just get this on the road and start off with Kekkai Sensen episode 10. And this was probably my favorite episode of the season. Possibly. I don't know. Next to that chain episode. But this episode was so good.
It's definitely up
so
there.
good.
It was definitely up there. Like, it was so good. Like, I never thought they would go into
K's
Kekkai.
I'm glad that they're continuing the trend of characters who were pretty much background characters in the first season getting their own little episodes.
Yeah, it was so great. Her son was hating her because she was never around because she's always saving the world. And then you can see her home life where she just feels so bad and overrun with guilt because they're like, oh my god, mom, you don't love me, you're just a liar. And she literally, like it's like, you know, they do the animation where it's like she's taking physical damage from, like, the words.
It was fun. I like, I don't, it's because it's funny to see what, like, their personal lives.
Yeah.
The same thing with Chain. It's like, it's funny to see Chain be badass and then have a home situation.
Exactly. And I think it was more surprising because it's like, I would not assume that she was a married woman with two kids.
We didn't even know she had kids when the episode started. We're like, wait, what?
Like, what? Those are her kids? Wait, what? And she has an amazing, understanding husband.
I thought she was actually one of the people who was in love with Steven, so...
Nope.
I guess I guessed wrong.
Yeah, after...
Maybe she got married in between season 1 and season 2.
Oh, she got married and had 2 kids?
Yeah, 2 kids. There's actually... Trust, with Kekkai Sensen, would you put it past them? If there was like some kind of time warp or something where time passes for them but not for anyone else?
I mean, even for that'd be a little bit bizarre.
And the fighting itself, the little bit of action that was in it was pretty good. I like seeing Steven fight.
It was very funny. Yeah, poor Steven, always getting fucked up by vampires. But it was funny just watching her, like, she's just there. She's at her child's, like,
parent day
class where they have to, like, watch their kids.
Is that a thing?
In Japan, I think
probably,
so.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it be referenced before. It just never happens in America. Obviously.
That took me out of the immersion of me imagining I was in New York City. Because it does such a good job of, like, everything else.
Exactly. And then they did that. And I'm just like, my mother would probably be like, why am I here?
I feel like that's just a thing that doesn't happen at all in America.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. Maybe I'm the one that's out of touch.
Oh, no. I would never go.
But yeah, I would never let my parents come to class.
Listen, I'm trying to make this money, okay? I'm not trying to be sitting around watching my kid be better than all of your kids.
Yeah, okay.
My child's going to be excellent.
And then I like the twist. The twist was good of the other parent being the vampire.
Even though I call that literally, like, they...
Well, they made it kind of obvious. He was, like, on the phone and shit. And, like, oh, man, something's happening. We need you. So, I mean, it was obvious he was up to no good for something. I didn't expect him to be a vampire, but I thought he was like a drug dealer or something.
Yeah, or he was somehow, like, involved in, like, a small way, but guess not. I don't know. It was also weird because in a weird way, it really humanized the vampire at the end.
Yeah,
like, it's so far the fact that he actually lost because, like, his daughter came in and to like protect her. He's like, oh well, I guess I can't fight anymore because like I'm not about to like
kill you in front of my daughter.
kill you in front of my daughter.
And it was funny at the very, very after credit scene. I thought was a nice twist because they separated. So he took his daughter away, and they're going to like another school.
The daughter, who by the way was like friends with Kekkai's son.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh well, we could always still just chat over Famebook, aka Facebook.
Famebook. We take some Famebook with your
Sprite, which we'll get into later. But it was fun. It was a really fun episode that it gave a lot of depth to K, made it more interesting, had good fights. So overall, I'd say this is one of the, if not the best episode of the season, definitely up there. Top 2 or top 3 for this show.
Agreed.
I do wish we would get onto the main plot, though. That'd be nice. Maybe with the last 2 episodes, they might throw some plot in there.
It would just be more vampire.
More vampire fights. Speaking of vampire fight, let's move on to Blend S.
Wow.
How do you like that segue?
I want my money back. Please demonetize us, YouTube.
So this episode finally gave me what I was asking for, which was the Mafuyu Kaho episode. This was all Mafuyu and Kaho, the whole episode.
And it was really good.
Yes, it was tremendous. It was fucking great. I loved it. Almost my episode of the week. Almost. Almost.
Yeah, there's too many contenders.
Like literally if this episode was on any other week, this would have been the episode of the week, hands down. Because I fucking love Mafuyu. She had so many good lines this episode. She had a lot of good jokes. Kaho was adorable.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kaho was actually my focus in this episode. I love that they like really closed up on her face a lot and made her just very pretty this episode.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that was just me. They focused on her face a lot of close-ups. It highlighted her lips.
I think that's because they like accentuate the makeup that she had on or whatever.
Yeah, but they did it from like beginning to end, like way before. Like this was I noticed this happening before the makeup part. But yeah, they made her like pretty, and like I was telling Silver Oni like halfway through the episode, especially when it came to her like studying and her being like a lousy student. I'm like, wow, she literally reminds me of Sailor Moon because she's stupid, but she's really pretty.
Blonde, twin tails. But yeah, no, I loved Kyle this episode. I especially liked the part with the whole makeup scene. That was fun.
That was fun.
A little bit of shipping again with what's his name, Akazuki and Kaho. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like this was also very shippy for Mafuyu and Kaho. Like there was a lot of tension there.
No, sorry, I was drinking water and I had to like swallow it slowly because I was just like, "Are?"
There was a lot of, well, maybe it was just their relationship building, but
it's just relationship building,
and me just reaching too hard.
I know you are reaching too hard,
but Mafuyu's whole little half of the episode was about her not having a boyfriend, so I guess I just connected the dots.
Oh there. God, that was so good too. They were literally just talking about like her not having a boyfriend, just talking about her not having a dating life. That was like super, like I don't know. I felt a little awkward for Mafuyu. She just kind of had to stand there and take it.
I love the very beginning where a manager tries to put his hand against her the wall slam thing, and she's just like up to his waist.
I know, and it's just like.
Well, I feel like we haven't had much Micah in the past little while. No, maybe last episode.
I was saying last episode had plenty of.
I guess so. I just don't remember her. I'm losing Micah in all of this.
Yeah, not that I'm complaining. They need more of that other character whose name I forget.
Miyu?
No, the
Hidari?
Kanzaki.
Yeah, Kanzaki.
Yeah.
Well, he had this whole episode.
That was like his intro episode.
Well, he got his whole episode before Mafuyu got her whole episode, right? And even then, Mafuyu had to share half the episode with Kaho. So, be thankful for what you got.
No, I just feel like they can make him better.
Probably. I do want him to have more screen time because he's just so... He's between him and Mafiu, they're my top two. And Mike. Oh, this whole cast is so good.
Yeah.
I love this cast. I really hope this gets a second season. I really, really hope it gets a second season.
But it won't because the God hates us.
Yeah.
Because God is dead.
Alright. Let's move on to Himouto.
Yeah, something a little less blasphemous.
Which is actually, I think probably if I were to pick a weak link this week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was definitely Himouto.
That's why I was like really bummed when we watched it last. I'm like, oh god, we have to watch this episode last.
But usually that's what usually when I watch Umaru, that's my I gotta watch Umaru. But then I watch it and I end up liking it. And I'm like, oh, that was a great episode or whatever. But this one was just kind of like, do we really want to watch Umaru right now? And then we watched it and we were like, it's not bad.
It wasn't bad.
It just didn't.
It was just very mediocre compared to everyone else.
It was super dry, which sucks because it was a Sophie episode, and I love Sophie, but there was nothing there. They kind of
recycled.
Yeah, they reused the whole plot point of the things changing. It felt like the other episode, last week's drama-filled episode, except there was less drama and just more boring.
Yeah. I kept making jokes, as they were going to, there's another old mall place thing. The demolition's actually happening as they're inside this time.
It's weird because it focused on my top two characters, and in both sections they were just, the most dry. Ebina's half of the episode in particular was kind of boring. There wasn't jokes or anything.
That flashback scene was totally pointless.
It was so long.
It was long. It was long and pointless. It was wow, this is my impressions of these three girls. I hope we can become friends. That's it. That's literally it.
It could have been summed up, and I hope it could have been a 2-second flashback of her just being I hope I become friends with these three girls. But instead, we got a 5-minute long fucking mini episode within a mini episode of Ebina's flashbacks.
Yeah, they're just very lackluster. I
did like the Well, I'm trying to think of one thing I liked in this episode. Hold on, give me a second.
Wow.
No, I like the interactions between Umaru.
I like the poke.
Yeah, the poke. Yeah,
scene.
I was gonna say that. The little shipping moments between Umaru and Sophie was cute. But I think that's all the positives I had to say about it.
Yeah,
it really was just a recycled episode, and it felt boring and dragged on. Kind of like our review of it right now.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing to say. So let's move on.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna do what they didn't and move on.
Yes. Now we have another possible contender for episode of the week. And again, if this were any other week, I would make this my episode of the week.
I'm so glad that you didn't, because I did not either.
But fucking UQ Holder episode 10 was so fucking good.
Bitch.
This was the best episode so far. Maybe. But then we had the Toda episode too.
I know, right? Shit.
God damn it.
No, that was really awesome. Oh, that was an amazing episode.
But yeah, no, this episode was fucking great. Oh. It was just Negima. Just like last episode was Negima, this episode was literally
Negima. Toda was man, I'm a clone, and then he immediately gets over it.
I love that. I love that because it teased it's the same thing that the show always does, where it teases something oh, we're gonna have this emo brooding episode about him being man, I'm a clone, and be depressed for the whole episode, and in I think less than a minute he's over it.
Yeah, and then they're oh, well, let's go to a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm just this seems familiar.
I liked the little callback. There were a couple of little tiny Easter eggy references. If you looked at the school uniform of the people at the tournament, it was still the same Mahara uniform.
Well, yeah.
I like it. They could have changed. It's been 100 years or whatever. They could have changed the uniform. Just saying. So I like seeing the uniform again.
Yeah. Tatsumiya Mana returns.
I feel like it's funny that I'm going to say this, but we're getting all these people. Well, besides the end of the episode, we're getting all these people who are obviously coming back from the original Negima, but I feel like they got the D-list cast of Negima to show up. Like, oh, we have Mana, we have Sayo, your favorite. Like, but
yeah, like Ghost.
Like all the characters I forgot even exist. Is fucking Zazie gonna show up next?
Oh my god! Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot she was a person until you just said her name.
The fucking Fuka twins show up. Like everyone who's just the D and C list cast of Negimas. But we did get the A list cast at the end of the episode, so forgive it.
Yeah. Even though I always like Tatsumiya Mana. I don't know, I had a soft spot for her. Maybe because she was the only black girl there.
She is badass. I mean,
she has
always
a
fucking
badass.
Sniper
and apparently is not
dead.
No, I was gonna say not aging.
That too. She's also not aging.
She literally looks the same.
Well, she's also magic, so ain't gotta explain shit.
She's also
magic.
Also, just once again, that one line where I love Karen. She actually is like in like my top. She's like top 3 for me. Karen.
Oh, like, you're talking about the line where her and Eva are walking.
Yes, literally, she had one line, and it was just so good. I literally had to like write it down. I just want to point out it's interesting because Karen's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with you to like the tournament, or go with you into the city, Ava." And then she's like, well, "Why? Oh, it's okay, you can come." And she's like, "Oh, it's a while since we had skinship." And she's like, "We've never done stuff like that." Now, for people, but I find it interesting. The reason why I mentioned that is because in the anime, she uses the word skinship, but they don't translate it like that. They say, "Oh, it's been a while since we hung out." Mm-hmm. So I want to correct that translation because skinship does have a specific meaning. Skinship means, we haven't had
exactly
time.
What it sounds like.
Exactly. we're being like literally like
touchy,
feely, physically intimate, yada yada yada. Skinship. I don't know why they didn't just say that instead. Like, I think it would be nice if they would just left like the word as is instead of saying going out, because if you put it like that,
there's other words you could have used there too. Like, I don't know.
Exactly. We could have been. Oh, it's been a while since we've been close.
Yeah.
Or intimate, or.
Oh, yeah, intimate would have been good. Because it still carries the double meaning.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I just think the people who subbed it kind of did not choose the best word for words such as easy as skinship. It's like,
are you putting in your resume to apply for the job right now?
Oh yeah, as we speak.
Are you gonna sub the last 2 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Holder? And we haven't even gotten to the major point. We're just talking about like the part of the build up to the actual good part.
Yeah,
of the
episode. So like the plot
that's how good this episode was.
Exactly.
The whole fight with what's his name? Cutlass. Cutlass was fun. It was a fun fight. Mm-hmm. And over the top, like all the other fights are, because fucking Toda got chopped in half in the middle of the...
I mean... yeah, they're like, he's immortal, so we can just slice him up anyway.
I was just imagining all the bystanders looking at that. They're like, oh my god, they just chop a fucking 10-year-old in half.
Jesus.
And then we got the big twist reveal of Negi showing up with all his past allies.
I wouldn't say all of them.
Well, the important ones.
Really? You have the nerve to say that? Excuse me, where is Kaguya? Where is Asuna? Where is Setsuna?
Those don't really count. Only ones that matter are Nodoka, Yue.
Oh my god, I'm getting triggered. And Rakan.
Rakan is dope. Yeah, he matters. Rakan matters. No.
Rakan.
So, all his best companions were there.
No, all is useless besides Rakan.
But they show up, and of course Eva shows up too, and we get this giant ass like final confrontation style fight, which fittingly enough is in the Mahoro tournament martial arts thing. So they already have their arena and they have their fans watching and all that shit. So
really, no one's gonna try to stop that. Okay.
No one's gonna try to stop them. Nope.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't scheduled at all. But fuck it.
Imagine it'd be such a Negima thing for them to somebody to stop the fight, and then they're just forced to hang out for a day, like just walk around the fucking festival and chill for an entire day, and then the last episode is the big fight.
That is actually.
Oh my god, I would actually be for that if they just fucking postpone the fight to the last episode, and then this whole next episode was just
like
slice of life, slice of life of fucking Negi and Nodoka just chilling, and we get like one last Negima style scene. That'd be great. Which brings me to that one problem with the episode, and it's not really the episode. It's
and this is why this is not my episode of the week compared to what is my episode of the week. This just came so out of left field. Yeah. At least for me, that was my problem. Like, so out of left field. And I was talking about it with Mark and Byrne last night, and apparently, like, they just skipped. And apparently, in the anime, they just skipped so much, and I'm like, that's make complete sense because it looks like they just skipped so much.
And yeah, you could feel that it's like, oh, this is rushed. This is like I see on Annie chart now it says 12 episodes, whereas it's been like a question mark this whole time. But after seeing this episode, I'm like, oh yeah, this is 12 episodes. Yeah. This is gonna be they're gonna win and it's gonna be over, which sucks because it's been a really good. I don't know how good of an adaptation. It's probably not a good adaptation based on how much they skipped. But if you haven't read the manga, it's been a good show. Like it's a fun show to watch, and I like it. I'm totally gonna read the manga after it finishes airing now, and then probably not feel the same about the anime anymore and just be like, the fuck, this was garbage. The manga's so much better. But yeah, it feels like they're rushing it. It feels like this is just an advertisement for reading the manga. Yeah. Like, I feel like it's just gonna end on a cliffhanger and tell you, oh, you better read the manga if you want to see what happens.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Which is, like, there, and a lot of anime are just, like, advertisements for the source material, but sometimes you can see it more than other times, and this feels like a giant advertisement for the source material. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just take all the best parts of the manga and just push them into a 12-episode anime.
Yeah, like, yes. I don't know, it's funny because that is kind of, I mean, it works, because depending on how good the anime is, because that's how I got reading the greatest disciple, Kenichi.
That is true, yeah.
Because and they literally said, "Oh, if you want to see more, read the manga." Like they literally were not even trying to be. They're not even trying to.
There's no cleverness here. Just read the fucking manga.
Said, "Oh, find out, read the manga."
Stop being a lazy ass and read the manga. Read all 700 chapters of Kenichi.
There wasn't that long. I wish it was. That was a great fucking manga. I'm so sad at it lost. And even then, even when it ended, it's still like. Like, it ended in a way where it was just like, oh, well, this is just ending now. I had some great adventures after we won everything. But, yeah, I'm going to leave everything open-ended. I think it just ended abruptly for some reason.
And that's what I was talking about this with Burn Mark 2, where it's like, I can't really get into manga as much, only because everything's always on hiatus. Everything's always canceled early and rushed. Or like, there's too much politics shit with manga where it's, like, super inconsistent. Like, oh, the manga artist is sick, so you're not going to see a chapter for 7 years from now. It's even with light novels, like the Haruhi novels and all of that, it's so inconsistent. So it's hard for me to get into a manga series because I know once I get into a manga series, it's going to be like, well, who knows when this will be finished or if it'll be finished.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, we have ShoBitch, episode 9.
God.
So, I think we're going to have wildly different... Well, not wildly different. I enjoyed the episode, but I feel like you enjoyed it a lot more than I did.
Because everything was just so much more gay than it needed. It was so much gayer than it needed to be, and I fucking love it.
I loved... For me, my major part of the episode was just the whole first half with Haru and what I always forget the guy's name.
Shinozaki,
yes. Haru and Shinozaki getting their little bit of time together.
Yeah, and like when she gets handcuffed.
Yeah, when she handcuffed herself.
I will say, and this is going to sound so crazy coming from me, I'm just like, they could have done a little more.
Like, more over the top?
Yeah, like, they could have gone further.
They could have, but I also feel like Haru's character is just that she's playfully flirtatious, but she's actually super shy about those types of things.
I don't know, I'm just saying, like, for example, first
of all...
She's
not the lewdest character in the show.
She definitely is.
She's not the stalking girl.
I don't know. She did go into that room with Saijo.
That is true, but I feel like Saijo went to the room with her, not the other way.
Shout out to the Gatari anime reference.
Oh yeah,
the brushing of the teeth.
The brushing the teeth scene. That was fun. I love just everything about that whole first half of the episode. I love Haru. I love her. I actually like her more than Kosaka, which we'll probably argue about. I don't know if you like her more than Kosaka or not.
I don't like her more than Kosaka, but I don't
dislike her.
I don't dislike her either.
So she was fun to see. The second half, I'm more... I mean, like the cooking scene, the gay cooking scene was fucking hilarious.
That whole cooking part was great. That was my favorite part.
That's what you mean by over the top, because it's just... There was no joke. I mean, well, the joke literally was he's just humping me. Like,
yeah.
There was no subtlety or double entendre or anything.
No, she was... No, but first of all, it was cool because, once again, it just showed one of those moments where, like, they can be great without making it lewd. Because remember when she, like the whole thing where she, like, fails almost at cooking, and then... You know, Saijo eats it and she just dies. Like, that whole scene, no lewdness involved, and it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, there are jokes beyond just the sex jokes, which again, Sentai also did pretty well too.
Exactly. So it was super great. And then after that, where Kosaka burned something, and then like he's trying to tell her about the fire while like getting hummed by fucking Hashikawa. She's like just focusing on them while there's like a fire right next to her.
It was fun. It was such a fun episode.
Oh my god! It was like that literally was a shit show scene, because it wasn't just like, oh, they're doing something like nasty or that looks wrong. It's like they're like one's humping the other, your shit's on fire. Like
all it needed was Sayoji to come in and them to be flipped on 69 positions.
Yeah, right.
And of course we get to talk about, you specifically wanted to talk about the how nice the relationship aspect is and how cute the ending was.
It was like I'm telling you, this ending is like, or not the ending, this anime is actually like a sleeper romance.
It is better. It's a better romance than like I would say
at least like half. Like it's the better 50%.
Yeah, of like just random romancy harem anime.
Exactly. Like this is really fantastic because it does that awesome thing where it's like, okay, we're already a couple, which I'm kind of appreciative of. I'm appreciative of
anime
animes.
Doesn't do that enough.
I'm appreciative of animes where people are like, oh, we're already in a relationship, so let's just go from there. Yeah. I appreciate that. Because like I said, I always hated animes where it's like, oh, we had to build up watching 24 episodes of these people getting to know each other until they first kiss. I'm like, oh, great. I waited 25 episodes just to see you fucking kiss each other. Great.
I do love, and that's why I love Zero no Tsukaima, because as bumpy as that one is, it's funny because the first, I think, season or 2 seasons is that. It's them getting into... Spoilers for Zero no Tsukaima if you haven't seen it in like a decade, or if it's a decade-old show. It's them getting into the relationship, and then like the last 3 seasons or whatever is them in the relationship. So it's kind of like you get it from beginning to the end. Kind of like Clannad, except nowhere near as... Depressing or anything like that. Replace all the depressing moments of Clannad with just action and harem antics.
So Yeah. I don't think anything else to say. Kosaka, like I said, she's really good with other people. Like always.
Yeah.
I just really like her because her deadpan expressions, like they're just really funny.
She's a fun character. Like she works best with other people around her. Though she can be funny on her own.
She can be funny on her own.
Small doses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. God, Jesus Christ, why?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Ousama Game, which I will say, in the vein of this week being probably the best week of the season, Ousama Game was better than the other shitty episodes that I have had so far.
Boo!
So I'm not gonna say it was a good episode, but compared to like the fucking train wreck that it's been, this is like Alfred Hitchcock wrote this episode.
Boo!
Or something.
It's too coherent. Boo.
It was. I understood what was going on for once, and no one did anything fucking stupid.
I'll tell that to the guy who drowned.
Well, he drowned because he had like a concussion. So,
so when we have concussions, we sit on ledges that lead to a giant sea.
All right, but that I'll take that. That's just anime logic. Whatever. We gotta sit on a ledge and look outward toward a sea. Whatever. Fine. It's better than my brain just explodes because I have a virus that transferred from the fucking computer to my self, and its hypnotic suggestion made me fucking hang myself or something. So, I'll take this level of coherency.
I mean, I guess. I'm just like, it's weird. It's down to that point where it's like, you're being coherent now, which is why I don't like it, because it's like, I wouldn't find if you were trying to be coherent episode 3, maybe even episode 5, but you're doing it at episode 10, that's too late.
And I'm sure the only one who enjoyed this episode, and I enjoyed is way too strong of a word, I'm sorry. The only one who could tolerate this episode was probably me, because everyone else who's watching this show is literally only doing it for the stupid death scenes and all the crazy over-the-top shit. So, technically, yeah, if they had kept that theme going where everyone dies in crazy ways, they would have done a better job of pleasing their base. It'd be like if The Room, like, halfway into The Room, it suddenly became, like, coherent. You know, it's like no one's watching this, no one's stuck through half of this movie or half of this anime to see it make sense at the end. Now we're at the territory where it should make no fucking... It needs to go further off the ledge.
Yes.
Just like that other guy did when he died.
Oh my god. Oh, you were holding on to that one, weren't you?
Yes.
Jesus.
So I'm probably the only one who even tolerates this episode.
Like, it was a... Like I said, no, it was weird, because it's like, it was a quote-unquote good episode, which is why I don't like it. Like it's so...
It's funny how tiptoey we have to be, because I was good, in air quotes, because it's not a good episode. Again, this is a shitty show, and this was a shitty episode. It's just that, by the standard that it's set for itself, it's better than the rest of the episodes.
It is, because it just makes sense.
It made sense, and they had, like, logical reasons for things, and they had, like, a decent job of building up tension and drama, and it ended on a cliffhanger rather than, I don't know, a fucking elephant dropping on top of somebody and you seeing their brains pop out or something.
That's how Reina's gonna die.
I will say, for the first time, I'm actually curious to see who dies, because it ended on that cliffhanger, and technically I'm assuming that means that what's-his-face is gonna die, because he's Nobuaki, because he's the furthest away.
That would... Okay, so then that literally would fuck me up, because I'm like, okay, no. Now you're getting into like good anime plot twist territory. Mm-hmm. What are you trying to do now? You're literally trying to say this anime in 3 episodes. How dare you?
I'm sure it's gonna be some like bullshit that's like out of left field. Like, oh, actually, the dude didn't drown. He's still alive somehow. He washed up on shore and now he died. He washed up on shore just so he could die. But, yeah, no, this was a better bad episode. It was a decent bad episode.
Yes.
Alright. Now, on to the main thing, which is probably going to eat up the rest of the fucking hour.
God, I'm not ready.
We have not one, but 2 episodes of Fate Apocrypha to talk
and
about.
I'm going to assume that my episode of the week was the first one, and yours
was the second one. So
exactly.
You liked episode 21 more, and I liked episode 22 more. So we're just going to talk about them together, because there's no point in separating. It felt like one continuous episode anyway.
Really?
Except for the animation quality.
I would agree. If anything, it felt like I was watching a whole new anime.
It felt like this continuous story. What the first half of it...
Was episode 22 actually a continuation of Kill la Kill? Not been Apocrypha.
Maybe it was like the same script, and then like the first half was animated by Dean, and then the second half was animated by fucking Trigger and Shaft. Because holy shit, I've never seen a budget jump so drastically in an episode. Like, it literally did not even look like the same show. It didn't even look the same art style anymore. It just looked straight up like it was Kill la Kill.
It was like Kill la Kill.
It literally just looked like a Kill la Kill show.
It was borderlining fucking Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, did somebody in the studio just win the lotto or something? Did Type Moon suddenly send over the gacha money that they got? Like, oh shit, guys, why don't you up the quality in the last 3 episodes?
Done.
If next week, episode 23, doesn't look as fucking gorgeous as this one did, I'm not gonna be able to watch it, because I'm just gonna be like, wow, you set the standard so high in your last episode. Now I can't even. What is this anymore?
The whole fight, the whole Karna fight, like, which I don't understand it, like, which is why I call this like a continuation of Kill la Kill. It's like, I don't even understand where they were fighting at some point. At some point, it was literally just
it was an ambiguous landscape where everything was just exploding and shit.
Like, literally, it was just like red. It was like red screen, and then you just see like this one dot. That's Karna.
I'm so glad I kind of called this, but we got a fucking fight. CQC fight between Achilles and Chiron in the fucking plains.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It was really good. And this is why this was my episode of the week. Because, first of all, because that fight was fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. Secondly, spoilers, it ended up with Chiron losing, which somehow made it even better.
Yeah, I'd say so. It was unpredictable. Like, I expected Achilles to definitely die.
Yeah, but no, he actually kills Chiron. And then, after that, oh, you thought we were done with the plot twist, bitch. Boom, he was like, oh, and oh, Phantasm, you lost your immortality.
Yo, and I'm dead. Like, oh and yeah, by the way, bam.
That is why it's my favorite episode of the week, because continuously, I was so, from the get-go, did I not say Chiron was a motherfucking goat?
I can't wait to not get him in Fate Granddaughter. It's going to be so fucking lit when I waste all my money and don't roll him. Because he's going to be like a 5-star or some shit.
He literally, from the start, because everyone was like, I was like, no, this guy is so cool. He's so dope. And he just got so good. I loved, and this is what Yuki Holder did not do that Fate Apocrypha did with him. They just made him better. Like, he literally was like wine. Like the more you just let him sit there and like breathe, like the better he got, until like he was definitely one of like the better servants.
This is getting into fanfiction territory, but I want to see more Grail Wars with Chiron. Like, I just want to see like fucking a Grail War with Chiron and fucking like Nero in there. So like, just put Chiron in more Grail Wars, please. He's so great.
He's just literally, he was just such a good servant. Like,
Chiron versus Gilgamesh. Oh, that'd be dope.
I feel like Gilgamesh would still kill him.
Depends. I would still like to see it happen. I would still like this. I'm pretty sure Gilgamesh could kill him, but I would still like to see the fight happen. Yeah. And also, we got Mordred fucking driving a fucking plane which they never follow up on. They left that alone. Whatever. Mordred kamikazed her plane into Semiramis. And
like, she's about to kill
Astolfo.
As Astolfo, like, destroys all, like, her, like, the giant laser beam pillars. Destroys them all so everyone else has access to the Hanging Gardens. She finally, like, crash lands inside said Hanging Gardens, and Semiramis is about to, like...
Kill Astolfo.
Yeah, kill Astolfo, and then you just see, like, Saber, like, you know, like, Banzai! And then she's like, God damn it, Saber, shield, an explosion. Like, it was almost comical.
And I want to say that, remember way back when we were doing the first half of the season, or the first half of Apocrypha, and I was like, oh, why are they throwing all their cards on the table with this, the first big fight between all the servants, like it was like 12 to 13 episodes. And I'm like, oh, they're going to outdo themselves for the final, and the final's not going to be as interesting. I was wrong. The final fight is definitely even more epic than the fucking giant.
Oh, yeah, by far. I'm starting to think that, like, I'm like, wow, all the other servants are really fucking weak. They're all really fucking weak.
Yeah, this was like a totally misbalanced, like Grail War.
Exactly, like... Like, it'd be one thing if all the other ones are like, oh, it's just like, oh, well, some of them are really strong, but they just happen to get the short and the sick and die. Like, nope. Everyone left at this bar was just like, oh, I'm super godlike. Maybe with the exception of Astolfo, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like Astolfo's just more situational. If he was not the main character, he would have not lasted this long. Exactly.
But everyone else is like, oh, we're all fucking OP as shit.
Which brings us to, we got Atlanta Alter, apparently.
Atlanta Alter, as you call
Sexy cat goddess Atlanta. Through the power of dead children has fucking gone berserk.
Mm-hmm. And at first, Jonah's like, yeah, let's fight. Do-do-do-do-do. And then, in the middle of the fight, Achilles... like, I'm gonna take over. And I don't, like, was it me or did they definitely, I was like, okay, this is definitely, like, this is screaming death flag. It is literally screaming death flag. Did you know that they zoomed in on his heel?
Yeah, they zoomed in on his heel.
I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, no, I knew he was gonna die I didn't know Atlanta was gonna kill him. That was kind of crazy.
that was a good twist.
Yeah, that was another good twist. That they
ended up killing each other.
Mm-hmm. But I definitely was like, oh, he's gonna die. And, like, I thought he was going to die when Chiron did the fucking Noble Phantasm. Like, oh shit, he's dead.
I know. Oh my god, I was in orgasmic. But it's a good thing that he didn't kill.
Also, he threw his fucking Noble Phantasm at Astolfo. Take my other broken ass reality marble Noble Phantasm.
I'm just gonna go and take care of something else, which is going to lead to my death.
Yeah, totally could have used that shield maybe, but
in her rain of arrows attack. But fuck it.
I did want to see now I want to see Achilles versus Gilgamesh. I still feel like Gilgamesh would win, but still, that'd be an interesting fight.
Left was so strong.
Let's combine Grail Wars and just add a bunch of random people in this.
No, I feel like so many from the other ones would just die awfully.
If you thought this was a mismatch, wait till we get to Fate Extra and we start getting fucking Robin Hood and Lubu and shit. Oh, it's gonna be fucking nursery rhyme, broken as hell in Fate Extra. So maybe nursery rhyme could take Gilgamesh.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about.
I don't want to spoil it. And no, she can't. But I don't want to spoil it. It was fun. It was 2 amazing episodes. Yeah, it was probably the top good. 2. Another case of it not being the top 2 in the series, but the animation budget on episode 22 was fucking ridiculously top tier, though.
Wait, what do you mean? Not first of all, my episode of the week is definitely like one of the top episodes.
It is one of the top episodes. I don't know if I would call it the top episode of the show.
I can't think of another one.
Neither can I, but...
Well, there we go.
One will come to me later. Joan was good. I love Joan.
Yeah, Joan was just like... 2
episodes.
Yeah, she literally was all like... She was all business.
Yeah.
She was
I love how unapologetic she is about her child murder, too.
Yeah, she's like, I killed the kids.
I killed them, right?
I killed them because they came from evil. Like, I did what I had to do. And Atlanta's like, think of the children!
The children! Ah! I feel like somebody should do like a meme of just Atlanta being like a soccer mom. Like fucking going crazy against the children! And yeah, Joan was great. I wish that this is my problem. I really wish that they had just done just Joan. Like, again, I don't like Sieg or Siegfried, so the fact that Elijah's episode focused on him is my one downer for it, although he wasn't mopey and anything like that. So.
But you know when he wasn't focused in? My episode of the week. Just saying.
But either way, well, first off, the fight between Karna and Siegfried is top 10 anime fights of all time.
Yeah.
And what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, Joan, like the whole part of Joan, just her being a saint and having to struggle with me being a saint also means I have to fucking kill kids because they're evil, is way more of a compelling plot line as like her main plot line than the relationship between her and Sieg, which they did do at the end of the episode where it was just like, I gotta kill Karna to protect Joan. Which, whatever. Like, they don't need the romance. I still feel like this is the most forced romance of all time.
Oh, yeah, 10 out of 10 forced romance.
Just
10 out of 10, like, anime logic, where he definitely, like, this definitely makes him, like, he used all command seals, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
When he specifically told not to, so he definitely should be, like, dead. Like, I need him to not be
Remember
alive.
when he first did it and they were like, oh, you can only hold this form for like whatever, a couple of minutes, and every second you're in this form you're closer to dying or something like that.
And then anime logic happens and he's like, not only am I going to not heed your warning and go into this form again when I wasn't supposed to, even though I just coughed up like my intestines.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it to like draw even more power from
I'm actually gonna go Super Saiyan 3 now, so
I'm gonna go Super Saiyan Blue.
I don't get why Karna died either. Like, he's been impaled before by Vlad and he was fine.
Because he didn't have his armor on. I think he shed his armor to like use his like noble phantasm.
That, or maybe it has something to do with Achilles' shield. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
Someone else. Let us know.
Fate logic, or at least Fate Apocrypha logic.
Yeah, God.
I am so hyped to see. I'm assuming it's going to be Semiramis versus Mordred. And then, I don't know what the fuck Castor versus Joan is going to look like, but sure, whatever.
He's like just going to throw everything shitty she ever did in her face. And
oh, you think it's like a psychological type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. That, or it could just be Shiro shows up and she fights Shiro while Shakespeare fucking makes him God mode with his writing or whatever.
Yeah.
Starts buffing him like crazy.
Buster
Buff. Crit stars. No phantasm charge. Alright. And I think that about wraps up everything we had to say about this. Again, top tier episodes from Fate Apocrypha.
Agreed.
Hope it ends with a bang, because if anything, these last 3 episodes are, if they have that level of animation and that level of fighting, although I don't think they'll have that level of fighting because the main fights are, I can't imagine Mordred and Semiramis being that interesting of a fight. But who knows? We'll see. So yeah, let's move on to our special thanks to our contributors who have made all this possible. And we're going to list off everyone who has donated $3 or more through our Patreon or through becoming a YouTube sponsor. And if you want to see your name up on this list, then please do consider donating to us on Patreon or becoming a YouTube sponsor. You'll get a ton of other interesting benefits as well. So let's go. First off, thank you, Carell,
Flandre,
Marquel,
Project Xian,
Prowl,
Rezo,
Zenik,
Zero the Rebellion,
Ninst,
Shelton Kimmins,
Phil Broom,
Deadeye,
Kirk,
Burn Castel,
Sin,
Dionysus,
Alex ADHD,
Saber,
and N13. Thank you so much, guys, for contributing and making the channel even better. And with that said, any final words?
Kids, don't do
the
drugs.
children! And on that note, this is Sobroni and
Doobie-doo desu.
later.
Bye.